Hello everyone. Today I want to share with you a few tips that I think are useful and when you are tuning your guitar. First of all, let's say I'm using an app, okay, or an external tuner. And what I like to do is this. I like to mute the strings that I'm not tuning. So if I'm tuning the fifth string, I like to mute the other strings, string number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. And I can use my left hand to do that, or I can also use my fingers here, okay? Now, I like to do that because when I strike a single string on the guitar like this, the other strings are not still. They start vibrating. And so that the sound coming from the other strings will interfere with the accuracy of my tuning process. Let me show you what I mean. I just strike one string, okay? The fifth string. Now I mute. Can you hear that sound? And that sound is coming from the other strings that are vibrating. So that's quite important to me. So I like to use my fingers or my left hand to do that. And maybe you see me doing this. If you look at my right hand, I go like that. And that's the reason why. I don't want the other strings to interfere. One more tip is about the B string and the low E string. I like to tune those two strings on the flat side, so to speak. So instead of having a B note that is 100% right in the middle, I tune it a few cents flat on the flat side. And I do the same for the last string. And the reason for doing this is because those two strings have a tendency to go sharp much more than the other strings when I press the string down like this. So if I play a D note and my B note is right perfect in the middle, and that D note is gonna be a little bit sharp. And so I want to compensate that, tuning my B string on the flat side so that D note will be perfect or maybe a little bit sharp. And I like to do the same for the low E string, in particular because I like to have a nice G note. And I know that if I tune the low E string perfectly in the middle, in the center, that G will be sharp. Now, that depends a lot on the guitar. It depends on the gauge of your strings. It depends on how old your strings are. It depends on the action, how far the strings are from the fretboard. So you need to know your own instrument, and you need to test yourself how that works. But I do know that on most guitars, that is what happens. The B string and the low E string, they go sharp much more than the other strings. And that's why for the B string we have a saddle that is compensated here. Many guitars, they have the compensation for that B string here, but that's not enough, okay? So I think that's another tip that is important to keep in mind. And then I encourage you to have a nice tuner, to use a nice tuner. It doesn't matter if you use an app or if you use an external tuner. My favorite tuner right now is on my iPhone, and it's called ClearTune. You will find a link in the description. I'm not affiliated with this company. I just love the app, and I love it because it's very, very accurate. And this is a common problem I see with many free apps and many cheap tuners out there. They have a big margin of error. That means that they will say they will turn the light turns green, for example, and too soon, or when it turns green, it's telling you that the string is in tune, but actually it might be slightly flat or slightly sharp, because the margin of error is big in those apps or tuners. So make sure to use a tuner that is accurate. And again, my favorite one is called ClearTune. All right, so I think I will stop here for today. And please tell me in the comments how you tune your guitar, and if you have other tips that you want to share with this community. All right, thank you for watching this video, and give it a like if you want, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.